This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store Forged Irish Stout. Delighted today to join with Shane Watson. Mate, it's been a while. It's been about 6 or 7 months since we last caught up. A few things have been making moves. You've been making moves. It's good to see yourself back at the boxing.
Yeah, man, really happy to come back. And if there's a place to come back, it's definitely your call. Because you're bumping into every soul you've ever met and there's no hiding from them as well. Like, even when you sit down for 2 seconds, you're getting slapped on the back of the head from every direction. But one thing I just want to point out about your call, right? That building is unbelievably hot, yeah? I'm now leaning against the radiator and, you know, it's boiling hot. It's like red hot. Why are they wasting valuable money and energy in this place when it's already unbelievably hot? It's honestly, like, scorching.
Absolutely. I suppose, how good is it sort of to be back in boxing, as you were saying? I know, just reiterating what you were saying there. Have had a couple months off, a few things have been happening. So sort of excited to be back in, I suppose, the management scene, I guess.
Yeah, I never really took a couple of months off. What I really did was just work in silence behind the scenes. It was a big change and a big move for me. A lot of big changes at SJAM as well. I was wanting to work behind closed doors for a while, really, and just be a bit quiet. Work things out. It's very difficult when you're starting something on your own. Well, it was starting on my own. I've now got someone else on board. And it takes time, these things as well, and I've never really had anything to talk about. And I knew when I first come back to a show, it was just going to be loads of questions, and I didn't really have many answers at the time. So, yeah, I'm back. I think I'm back for good, hopefully. I've signed some very good talents, signed with big TV broadcasters as well. Looking to get more on board. But yeah, it's a good start. I'm expecting my first TV show or fight to be in late June, early July, for a title as well. So that'll be good, and then the ball's going to get really rolling and moving from there. So I'm excited.
What's it like now starting your own thing, I guess? Was at SJAM for quite a few years now. Saw all the ropes there, saw everything happen there, dealing with some high profile talent. So now to take that experience into your own right, I suppose, you now have full control over sort of what happens, what fights you want to make and this and that. So excited to have that?
Yeah, 100%. You know, at SJAM before, like, I felt like I was getting a lot of criticism for decisions that I wasn't necessarily making. And obviously it was damaging in that as well. And you know what? Times move on, man. I was at that company for 6 years, and I think sometimes you've taken something as far as you can take it. And listen, it's not my company. It was Adam Morley's. Obviously Sam Jones was there previously, and they've all done tremendous work. Adam's still doing tremendous work there as well, and Harry and the guys there. Yeah, times move on, man. And you know, I thought it would be a waste of my experience and stuff that I've learned over the years and the contacts I've made to completely walk away from the sport for good. I did think about it at times, because boxing is such a mentally draining and most of the time a horrible sport. But you know, it's one of those sports that always drags you back. You can never really completely leave. There's nothing else like it. So yeah, no, I'm excited to be back, and I'm really excited to get the ball rolling. I'm just excited to even be back at shows and seeing people that I've not seen for a long time, and catching up with people and watching some good fights. Got Wadsman put on a good show tonight on Channel 5. No, I'm really happy to be back. I'm really excited as well. And maybe we'll get some drama in the coming months. I'll be back properly, but we'll see.
Some carnage will be occurring. You mentioned there about sort of thinking about boxing and leaving for good. What do you think it is about the sport? Because no matter how much people want to leave, there is that attachment feeling that, you know, people can't leave it. So I suppose you felt that, I guess.
You know what? The people that are in it, there's obviously something they're very passionate about to begin with. Like, boxing and football are my biggest passions, and boxing's just ahead of football for me. And you know, like the biggest nights of your career and your life, like Joe knocking out Parker, like Lerone winning the British and Commonwealth and winning the European, and like Florian Marku stopping Jenkins, and like Joe stopping Dubois, Joe stopping Takam. A lot of the highlights are Joe, obviously, because he's one that's operated at the highest level and obviously as a heavyweight, and one that I've spent the most time with. Johnny Fisher winning the Southern area, you know, and even the young guys coming through, like seeing how Junaid progressed, and John Hedges and Tommy Fletcher, and you know, like it's all very personal things, and winning on those big nights, there's nothing that I think comes quite close to it. Like, it's very emotional, and you know, those nights live with you for the rest of your life, and you get remembered for them. Like, people still bring it up to me to this day and talk about it all the time, and I feel like you want to leave your life eventually at one point with achieving something and being a part of those big nights and selling out arenas and selling out national stadiums, which obviously did with Florian Marku. So yeah, and I thought it'd be silly to leave the sport for good. I've just almost wasted 7 years. What I was previously at PSV Sports before that. So shout out. Yeah, so good old Pav Bambra. Yeah. But so yeah, it's a long time. 10 years in the game to some extent. So, you know, I don't want to completely walk away from good. I think my passion for boxing got dented a little bit after like the whole SJAM scenario and stuff. And it makes you question people around you because you hear certain things and obviously it's very damaging and quite hurtful. So then you think, like, why do I even want to do this anymore? But then, like, you heal and you rest and you think, why wouldn't I want to do this anymore? Like, there's just no sport like boxing. Like, it's just so funny. Like, I'm just trying to think of like some of the mental things that have happened, and like you would never get like at the top level. Like, I would never imagine happening in like the Champions League semi-final or like final. Like, it would just never happen.
Exactly. We was mentioning it's like, what was we saying? Like, oh yeah, you know, like Pep going to the ticket office, going to Pep, like, make sure you start Grealish today because you know you sold this amount of tickets. You know what I mean? Just examples like that happens in boxing, but never happen in football.
No, exactly. And like the list just goes on of that kind of like camaraderie, but it's just it's just so funny. Like, it just drags you in. You can't ever really get away from it. I've never known anyone who's been in boxing for a long time just to leave for good. I feel like you always want to stay in some kind of way, and it happened to me, I guess. Like, and it makes people maybe do jobs that they shouldn't be doing or earning a lot less money than what they should do because it's just so hard to walk away. And jobs in this industry are so limited. Sometimes you have to create them yourself. Yeah, no, but I'm really excited to be back. I'm really quite overwhelmed by some of the talent that I've got signed as well and that I've trusted to come on board with me. I thought that part would be a lot harder. But no, that's gone really well, and I've had a good few weeks as well. So there'll be some big news coming in, but I'm at the stage right now where it's well done, mate, well done. I'm at the point right now. It's a lot. I can't really say too much about it, but in the next couple of weeks, I definitely can. I've got a good investor on board who's coming on board with me. Very good investor, and I've got a good team already. But we'll expand on it. And obviously, we've got the Olympics coming up as well. I'm speaking to a couple of those guys. But it's a very challenging market now. Managers are everywhere. I mean, you've got some great management teams out there. SJAM are doing great things. Hearn is smashing it right now.
There ain't a show elite ain't there, mate.
I know, man. Like literally, there's a bit of him everywhere, isn't it? I don't know how he manages it, but he manages to find a way. You know, SJAM are doing good things. Sam manages some good guys. You've got I don't know, man. Someone else, like, you just meet people and oh, I'm a manager too, and I'm like, yeah, everyone is. It's hard work though, man. A lot harder than what people think. I think people think it's going to be a lot easier than what it is, but it's a hard old game. But I'm really excited to be back and kind of almost repair my reputation in a way because, like I said, some of the things I've heard since I've been gone are absurd. Like, but we'll work that out as time goes on.
What is the ambitions now for you? You know, you've mentioned it slightly, but I suppose what are the big ambitions for you now? I suppose doing your own thing, I guess. Yeah,
man, making world champions. I always say the priorities for me, even at SJAM, listen, you want to make the fighters the most amount of money, you want them to become world champion, and you want them to leave the sport with their health intact. The three most important things. The most important thing, health being intact. Secondly, the most amount of money. Because, listen, world titles are great and we all love them and want them, but listen, they're not going to pay your wages in 20, 30 years' time when you're not a boxer anymore. So, and then obviously you want the accolade of being a world champion, that's why you get involved in the sport. And I wouldn't want to sign anyone I didn't believe could be world champion because, in my opinion, it's a waste of time because boxing's a hard sport and you only earn the real money if you get towards world level. So, you know, why risk your life and your health for the rest of your life to win just a domestic title when, you know, what you're going to do when you retire and things like that, you know. So it's a hard sport. So that's all I've ever really wanted to do. And I guess I kind of carry the same targets and goals as SJAM because SJAM wouldn't sign someone they didn't believe could be world champion. So, but I don't have motivation to just manage someone to not go on and win many big titles. I mean, what's the point? You're going to put a lot of time and effort in, and the fighter's going to put a lot more time and effort in. At the end of it, you're not really going to have much, are you? So.
Absolutely. Just before we do close this off, what can we expect from Shane Watson coming forward now? As you mentioned there, some exciting times ahead in 2024. Yeah.
Listen, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised because I've not really said anything. For me, a guy that probably didn't stop talking before, I decided to work in silence because you know what? In this game, you get people that try to block doors and corridors. So if I was coming out loud and speaking about stuff before, I'd have been shut out of the game before I'd known it. So, and people have still tried to do that now. So honestly, some of the most mental people that I was closest with, but yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, no, I just want to go out there, be a good manager first, and then we'll make a bit of noise and have a little bit of fun along the way as well, I'm sure.
Can't wait for that, mate.
Hope we don't get stuck on by any ex-world heavyweight champions or something like that. I mean, it's not always the most comfortable, but yeah, no, it'd be a good ride. And listen, I'm really looking forward to it. And do you know what? It kind of like revitalises you a little bit. Like I feel like an 18-year-old at PSV Sports again. I feel like I'm just so excited to go to.
The 18, the Shane Watson at Boxing Social.
Oh yeah, listen. Back in the day, I was like, oh my god, I was working for this channel. Yeah. Oh my god.
Full circle, mate.
Might still be owed some money from there actually.
Oh shit! Fucking hell! Fucking hell!
No, I'm joking. No, but no, it's good days, man. Listen, even like working at Boxing Social stuff, it taught me loads, man. Like networking and stuff like that, got me to meet people. Listen, I earned money along the way as well, so it's all good. But yeah, no, that was right at the beginning of Boxing Social as well. I'm more of an OG there than you. There should be like a plaque of me somewhere. Like, it should be known. But I actually almost forget that I worked there shit on stage. But no, it's good. I'm really excited. And listen, I still support all the boys at SJAM massively. One of the main reasons I was originally coming in was to watch the own. Back all the boys always, man. Guido tomorrow night, backing him, buzzing for him. Hopefully he gets the W. Put some money on him as well. Hopefully he can make me rich, that'd be good. Sign more fighters. But yeah, no, definitely backing the guys. Harry at SJAM as well, still a good friend of mine and whatnot. So always rooting for the big Harry at SJAM. So nah, I'm good, I'm excited for it, man, but excited to be back.
Top man, Shane, thank you for taking time to speak to me. It feels really good to catch up with you again. And yeah, all the best for, I suppose, some good announcements coming forward, mate.